Hello. Um, Hi everyone. I'm gonna add the speakers to the event. Hello. We're just waiting for our speakers to join, and we'll start with the event. Thank you, sir. So we have one of the speakers. The other one. Hi, Palak. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing too. I'm great. I'm doing great too. We're just waiting for Arkin to join, and
Yeah,
then we'll begin with the event.
sure.
Yes. Just a minute. I'm waiting for him to join. So, how was your day?
My day was fine. How was your day?
My day was great too. Are you excited for this event?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited. And I'm
Yeah.
glad. Yeah,
We just Arkin has joined. I'm gonna just add him.
sure, sure.
Yeah. Just a minute. I think he's joining. Yeah. Hi Arkin.
Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. My net's lagging. Just wait a second.
Yeah, sure, sure. Okay. Is everything all right?
His net's lagging.
Oh, that's okay. It can take a minute. Yeah, I think we're all good. So, should I begin?
Yeah, let's start.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sana from Orion Square, here to host this event on the topic quality education in COVID period, where we talk about how quality education is so important for sustainable development and how COVID has affected it. This event is an Orion Square initiative promoting VONG movement. So VONG basically stands for Voice of New Generation, where we inspire the youth to step up and discuss and talk about the SDGs and the current problems. Oh, I'm having a lot of background noise. Yeah, now it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Wong movement is designed to bolster the voice of our youth. And the Wongers are the ones who encourage the youth community of the Wong, which is the Wongsters, to develop well-founded opinions based on provided prequatic knowledge about possible solutions to global issues and how darker impact and how it has had such a dark impact on our Mother Earth, and about the SDGs laid back by the United Nations. So that's basically about Iran Square and the Wong movement. Now, I would like to introduce you guys. We have Arkin Dhawan with us, who is a second year electronics and computer engineering student from Thapar University. Hi, Arkin. And we have Palak Himnani from a high school student from Presidium School, Gurgaon. Hi,
Hi.
Palak.
Hi.
So I'm I have a question for you guys. How do like a basic? We can start with this. How much has COVID affected school students? What do you guys think?
So, as we know that COVID-19 will forever be the virus that shut down the world. It has changed our lives in so many ways that we couldn't have ever even imagined. And the one of the most significant impacts it has this pandemic has been on is the educational field, and which has led to it has led to the largest disruption in the history. And when schools
Yeah.
and colleges closed around this COVID-19 lockdown, students and educators were left hanging without any idea what the future holds. um, so the remote or virtual learning had been replaced with traditional classrooms. However, this switch from pen and paper to online really comes with a high cost, and we would know. So
Yeah.
technology like computers and high speed internet, we're lucky enough to have access of it, but unfortunately not all it's not readily available to all of the students with low income paying families. And this has led to a lot of educational inequality as well, because not everybody can have access to all of these lectures and like we
Yes,
are able to get.
you're
So
absolutely right.
yeah. So this
Yeah.
has led to a lot of education inequality in this new virtual learning system. Even though
Yeah.
still a lot of governments still try to help us, and they still try to provide with internet services and computers, but still it's not enough. Our population, there are
Yeah.
so many
You're
people. It's not enough. So still all of these efforts have not been enough to avoid the education inequality that has been experienced by the students. Children who depend on school for not only their education, but a lot of children depend on school for their basic necessities like supper, like
midday.
their
Yeah, like
meals.
midday meal plans and
Exactly,
everything. Yeah,
literally, yeah. So
absolutely right.
yeah, so those students also were at the risk of being in hunger because of COVID.
Yeah, absolutely right. Arkin, what do you think about it? How much COVID has affected school students?
No, no,
You
I
know,
want to continue.
sorry,
Huh,
I'll go on.
yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine. We also know that schools and colleges are places where we can socialize, meet friends, make new peers. There are a lot of extracurriculars that we perform, and a lot of activities like sports. But all of them stopped because of COVID-19. We could not meet our friends, we could not meet our companions, and a lot of also students reported feeling
Absolutely.
isolated, lonely, and desolate, and they
I
could not
think,
meet their friends.
yeah, it has really affected on children's social life and communication skills. Absolutely right. Yeah,
Exactly.
I can coming to you now. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel, COVID-19 has, again, on students, has had both negative and positive effects. Now, positive in the sense of saying, we've seen a lot of technical advancement now, right? So technology has paved the way for education, just so we can see.
That is
It's
absolutely
it's helped students come together virtually through classrooms and webinars and digital exams and so on. But the thing is that again, students have not been able to, not everyone has the ability to go and get laptops or internet or electricity, right? This
yeah,
has been a really big problem. There are teachers who have changed from, going from blackboards and books and classroom teaching to this new digital experience, and they are
yeah,
also adapting new methods, and they are trying to, help students again, right? There
yeah,
are other things, even parents are trying to help their children by asking. Matlab, there is a good interaction between children. Now that children are at home, students at home, they're able to talk to parents, right? And they're able to,
yeah,
if someone say is a physics professor or something, we can go and ask the parents, which they didn't used to, right? But there is
yeah,
a small case where there are set of illiterate parents on say technical education, or say don't know how to use a laptop or computers. That is
yeah,
where we have also seen a big delay, or there have been cancellations of exams, and the students are confused, right? And so you can't focus directly on curriculum, right? But
yeah,
at the end, we
absolutely,
all know whatever is being there, whatever has been, whatever the foundations have led, or whatever the advancements have been there, is for children to stay safe, and without getting threatened by the virus, and still progress in their lives. That's what we know.
absolutely, absolutely. So yes, Palak, I have a question for you now. What do you think are the positives of online education? Like we've talked about how it has impacted the children,
Right.
and you talked a lot about, there's a lot of negative to it.
There are a lot of negative
So
sides. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
what do you think? Like, what are the positives according to you?
obviously, it has positives too. I mean, um, number one could be time flexibility. So, like even especially in online courses, it's very convenient because students can log into their course material and access it whenever they want. Like today, I want to
Yes,
learn a particular thing, I can just log into my course material. It's like totally accessible to me, and it's very feasible to me. Then it would
absolutely.
also be that it has increased access and reach. So
Yeah,
online learning, it's not important like I have to be at one place. All I
yeah,
need is a device and internet, and I'm good to go. So
yeah.
in this mode, I'm not told to go to the school. So it's very
Mhm.
accessible that way too. And in again online, the third thing that I would say is that we have a lot of variety of programs and courses. Like because there is so much available online, that I there are so many options that I have, I can just learn anything I want to. And we also don't need to
Absolutely.
travel. The beauty of these schools is that, we can enjoy this education just by sitting at home. And
Yeah, the comfort.
also, also it improves our retention quality. Now you would say, how does it? Because a lot of people actually say that, we have lost our retention quality. But again,
Yeah,
here it improves because, online it explains the concept in such a good way by, videos and graphs and charts and images and descriptions, which helps us to memorize and learn. And it makes it makes it very easy for us to learn specific questions. And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
again, improves our attention quality. So I feel like there are a lot of advantages to this too. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that is true. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you're quite right on that part. We do have a lot of more virtual learning and more options.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great point.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now, Arkin, what do you think COVID has like? Do you think COVID has anything to do with students becoming introverts or struggling to indulge in in a social environment? Like, what effect do you think has on their social skills,
So,
communication?
so you need to understand that being an introvert or an extrovert are literally on the same spectrum, but they're two different points, extreme points to be precise, right?
Yeah,
And there are certain set of people, just say like me, who are ambiverts, so little bit of both, right? You have to
yeah,
note that their introversion and extroversion, sometimes people do associate with, people being shy or nothing. But it's just that introverts simply find solitary activities more interesting and energizing, whereas extroverts find evening social events much more. Now, the thing is, you have to understand that students, supposedly taking two sets of students, one who go to school, one who go to colleges, right? Students in schools are at that period of the time, in life where they start exploring themselves. And if you compare to students in colleges, they have explored and they want to try new things, right? Now, if you do understand, right, when we're trying to find explore stuff about ourselves and all this, those are the moments of time where you actually understand you're an introvert or an extrovert or an ambivert, say somewhere you lie on the spectrum. And now because of COVID, right, you don't get the chance to do that because finding these stuff is more on social interactions. If you like hanging out with people, going out, having fun, say if you want to be at home, see, introverts, being an introvert is just having that option of choosing whether you want to go to gatherings or not, right? And because of COVID, you don't have those things now. Uh,
yeah,
it has changed the way people connect with others, they socialize, right? You have to understand again that social connections are basic needs. All humans need it, rather be extroverts or introverts. Everyone needs some
yeah,
kind of social connections. And introverts like to have the power of deciding if they want to do something or they're not. Right, because of
absolutely.
COVID, yes, people, say who in schools have started to struggle a little bit into, coming or going into different social environments. But I think with a little change and everything becoming easier and again, I feel everything's going to come back really soon.
Yeah, I think it was a problem on the people who like there were a lot of people move throughout the year and everything, and every year we get new students in our schools, right? So I think it was a major problem for them because they were to a new city, a new school, and they couldn't find a lot of friends easily. But as you said, there are different ways of socializing now.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think things will fall in place
yeah,
eventually.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, Palak, what do you think about the COVID role in students' depression? Like a
Just
lot of
like Arkin, yeah, just like Arkin just said that, you know, we need that social contact, we need friends, we need our peers. So what has really happened during the COVID time is, since we're all quarantined in our houses, we, you know, we are missing that human contact. And you know, like students, like in the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown, it has impacted students across the world because we, you know, we were kept away from our peers and our friends. And you know, we are literally cutting down physical activities. Like we'd be in school and, you know, we'd have physical activities, we'd have
yeah,
extracurriculars. So we are we all, we like really missed out on important key aspects of our lives. So that also, you know, a lot of
absolutely.
people felt very, again, desolated, isolated, lonely, and depressed. And if we talk about the stats, so according to a study published in Asian Journal of Patriarchy, over 53% of Indian university students suffer from moderate to extremely severe depression. And according to our own studies, 74% of Indian students suffer from high to severe depression. So
Yeah,
it
that's
has a huge impact. Yeah.
yeah, obviously. And I feel like, uh, as you said, people feel a lot very isolated and everything. And I feel there were a lot of students who have other interests than just, studying out books, like going out, singing, dancing, doing sports like athletic, people who are into
Yeah.
athletics. They feel very caged at this point, and it has led to people are getting depressed, children. So you're absolutely
Totally
right on that part.
agree.
Yeah. Arkin, what do you think? Do you think we should normalize online education? Like, do you think it's better than offline education?
See, right now in conditions like COVID and all, online, the only source of education, quality education we've got through is online. But I feel, I don't think so online education is the way to go because there are multiple reasons, and I'll tell you shortly. See, one of them, okay, so one of them being that it causes social isolation, right? You don't meet your peers, you're not able to talk, right? Also, you don't have face-to-face feedback from your teachers. Now, what you're doing is you're writing assignments, you're doing a lot of stuff, doing homework, you're scanning it and then sending it to your teachers who are just collecting and going through it. And so you don't know where you've gone wrong, or even if you've done something wrong, you can do it from another way. That feedback isn't there through online education right now. It is, but it's not to that extent where it used to be in offline, right? Again, when you're learning from home versus online education, right? You need a lot of self motivation. Because if you're not
Yeah,
motivated, you're just sitting in front of the screen and doing nothing. It's just you're wasting your time, right? School,
yeah,
on the other hand, we used to have timetables. In colleges, you used to go to different classes to study, and you had something behind you to make you study. And being at home, you have your own comfort, and you feel like I don't want to do this, so I won't do it, right? Also, you don't get those time management skills because if you had to do assignments while you were offline, you had to actually keep in mind that okay, I have a due say day after tomorrow, so I have to start doing today or I have to study, right? Online, you just do it everything just a few days before and you're good to go, right? Again, other things such as you're not able to contact your peers, right? So there's lack of communication, right? You're not able to develop that skill of communicating uh, for talking to people. Now, other things you can go towards. See, if you're writing papers, cheating, people cheat, right? And there is no way to stop cheating. And if you don't stop cheating, you don't know how to do stuff. So if you're doing everything on the last step, you're cheating, and then you're going to write a paper and you already know what the answer is going to be and you're going to do stuff, you don't learn new things. The whole thing of growing and developing is to learn, and if you stop learning, you're going nowhere, you're zero, right?
yeah,
Also, online, some for a lot majority of people, say supposedly in India, right, there is a certain part where their computer is not accessible for those people, or those guys do not know how to, work on a computer, or they won't be able to study or join, say, meetings such as Zoom or Microsoft Teams and be able to, take part in classes. So I feel because of COVID, online has become something which we have to stick to. But like offline will always be much more better for students to grow and learn and develop and become better individuals in life.
yes, absolutely. As in the comment section, Nitin sir has said, it really tests how self-motivated you are. And if you are not self-motivated, then you haven't been educated so far, you have just been induced. I mean, that's absolutely right. And I feel like online education is provided for all right now. Like it's from class nursery to, till 12th grade and online in colleges as well. So I feel like for kids who are so young, their parents might encourage them, but at the end of the day, third, fourth graders and all, they end up playing games during their classes and are not at all attentive. And it really affects their basics, like from where they start actually building up their uh, educational.
Plus, that
So
also, like, that's also actually the age where you start making friends, you start socializing. So you're
yes,
already putting a gap. Yeah. So, like,
yeah,
even making friends, having social skills, those little kids, third, fourth, it's a very huge gap.
yeah, that's a huge problem, I feel. So even I would prefer offline classes any day over online.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we have a few audience questions. And what do you think? Is it important to think how much quality teaching is necessary to enhance quality learning?
So, okay, so I like to answer that. See, you have to
Yeah.
understand that in certain ways, if you have a certain type of quality teacher, you get to educate yourself much better. See, education in our way has now become कि हमारे सामने कुछ है और हमें रट्टे लगाने हैं उसके, from becoming to understanding कि how we can actually apply it in real life and what to we have to learn, right? You have to understand that teaching in a way is like an art form, right? क्योंकि you
Yeah.
have to improvise, you have to be imaginative, you have to be inspirational, right? If you're not like
Yeah.
that, you won't be able to motivate a class to actually understand new concepts and grab them and then actually use them, right? So you have to understand कि
Totally.
ये if a teacher isn't expertise in that field, doesn't have the practice, he won't be or he or she won't be able to actually cause or matlab, actually add input to the student's life, right? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, if you're just rote learning, there's no point in doing anything. Then you have to understand that you have to learn, you have to understand, and if a teacher doesn't make you learn stuff, you're not going anywhere there.
Yeah.
True.
To be successful, you need to have a good teacher and you need to have good knowledge to actually achieve something in that field. Absolutely right. Palak, do you have any comments on this question?
Yeah, like I totally agree to everything that he says. Like, honestly, having the right teachers, the right guidance, and especially at this age, at this point, is really important. The right direction.
Yeah.
The quality education that we need to get, that we deserve.
Yes, absolutely. So the second question is like doorstep delivery, education from home is the new normal. Do you think the study from home can ensure quality education? Like, do you think online education is the quality education we deserve or we should have?
I mean, see, during like at the point that we are today, we are getting this education, and I mean, that's what we can actually get. Like, there's no other option for now, so we are actually coping up with it. But I definitely feel like offline there is more touch, there is more communication, there is more help, and I feel like that is way better. But for now, we
Yeah.
have online, so we have to work with it. We can focus on that.
Yeah. So you think like offline education provides us with better quality of
And
education?
this is my personal opinion. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it can vary. Some people can like online.
What about you, Arkin? What do you think about this?
See, I feel again, I'm just going to see. I think because of the situations which are right now, and if they do continue, uh, online education for us is going to be the best thing. It will become the new normal because if we as humans do not adapt to what's going to happen, we'll most probably go extinct. In bigger words, to streamline what I'm trying to say is that if we do not adapt to this new normal of online education, people A won't be able to understand stuff. You're just making an engineer who knows how to be an engineer but does not know how to actually the actual science behind what's happening. You'll be making musicians who know how to sing songs but not make them, just covering them.
Yeah.
You'll have, I won't say that you'll have fake professionals, but you'll have professionals who know from the outer cover on how to do stuff, but inside their theory knowledge and how to put it into practical places, they won't have
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great insightful thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what do you like? Students are eating and learning, lying and learning, chatting and learning. So, how much do you think is like that affecting our generation? Like, we don't have any, uh, what do you call it, discipline. What do you think how it's affecting our new generation, like our youth?
Like
Hello?
definitely it is really like online classes. Number one thing is that the teacher actually doesn't know what the student is doing. In in
Yeah,
person classes, the teacher has an idea. Oh, the student is in front of me, she can keep a track of us. But in
yeah,
online education, I can be doing anything. I could be talking to my friends and playing games and just not answering in class, or a lot of we just attend the class and we just leave the room. So like that, the teacher has no idea also that what they can't keep a track of us or what we're actually doing. They have no
yeah.
idea behind the screen who is actually studying and who's not. So
Mm.
it's definitely not good for our generation. But it's honestly, then it's when like as he said, that we need to get used to this new normal. Again,
Mhm.
it's on our self control, it's on us. It's totally on us how disciplined we are even during these online lectures and online classes. Like, we need to actually be disciplined. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Arkin, what do you think? Like,
Uh,
how is it affecting our generation?
See, I first of all agree with what Palak's trying to say, convey the message that if we do not see, we have to change, and this has been, it creates a ruckus behind the system. Like when we are attending classes, right? Teachers do not know what we're doing, right? And it's only harming us because at the end of the day, the only way teachers going to know that we have done something is through exams, and then we're not be going to study for exams, and we're going to fail those classes, and we'll be cheating, and again the whole loop comes to zero once you start thinking that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what do you think is your solution for online education to reach to every student in India when there is no internet or power in rural places? Like, what would you suggest as a solution for the time being? Like, for till the time COVID is actually there and we don't have another option but to study online.
See, what I feel what the government's been doing by now, is good. See, of course, if we see at rural places, there is a little bit of difference from what we have in the cities, right?
Yeah.
You have students who don't get those facilities as we do. But what the government's been doing and try, see, once there's a lockdown in one place, we also know that's going to be for all of us, right? So
Yeah.
from there, trying to find plans which will be able to educate, say, people in the rural districts as well as the cities at the same time is something we should go for. See, if you're a rural student in, say, the fourth grade, and again a city child in the fourth grade, uh, city guys do have facilities and all, and they'll be able to, do something. Whereas rural kids won't be able to. But if we have the same slab for everyone, say on the same time period, same distinction, such that people will be able to get that education for both sides, is something we should go for. A more flexible model such that we are able to occupy both of them at the same time.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of when there was offline classes being taken up, there was a lot of obviously government schools were functioning and everything, and a lot of NGOs were also helping poor people or people from the rural area to get education. But now, do you think that NGOs will be able to help rural areas in this situation? Do you think like what can they do? Like, do you have any solutions to that, Palak? Like any opinion on that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, NGOs can totally help. Like, everybody around us. Like, they can help till a certain level. I feel like
Yeah,
their contribution also, yeah, will add up a
I
lot.
I feel like in the COVID period, we all should help and have these NGOs provide online education to these students and
Exactly.
really
The most
work
that,
out through the
yeah.
situation.
The most
Yes.
that everybody can contribute, it'll help.
Yeah.
It'll matter. Yeah.
Absolutely. So now I have a common question in which, like dressing up and going out from home to school, taught children to develop their personality. With socially active and physically fit with COVID, the tables have turned. So what can children do to balance it? Like you are also obviously the part of the young generation.
Yeah.
So first of all, how do you balance it, and how do you suggest people around you or other students, how can they balance it?
So I'd like to answer this question. Since I
Yeah.
am, young myself, and I have been through all of this myself, so I can give some tips from my side. So first of all, to balance out life, first of all, we can pay attention to our health. We can do a lot of online workouts, home workouts. Nowadays there are like so many platforms, YouTube, you can find so many workouts. Stay fit, meditate. There is so much to, we can take care of our diet, what we're eating, all of that, to pay
Yeah.
attention to our health. We can also make a schedule, plan ahead, set our goals, make a timetable, get our life together. And honestly, I really would like to say that every day, we should wake up and make a to-do list. Maybe because I honestly believe that something that is written down is more likely to happen. You're more likely to work for it when you see it's written down, when it is your goal. If I wake up today morning, and if I make a to-do list of everything that I want to do, I'd see it and I would want to accomplish it. I would complete it. So, we should make goals. We should make a schedule accordingly. Then
Yeah,
also, for
absolutely.
that social part, we can socialize online, make new friends. There are so many platforms, again, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. You can, socialize so much, meet so many new people, and make new
Yeah.
friends. And also, with all of this, spending time with family is also really important. Not only is it, building you are playing games, but it's also making your relationship with your family better. You can
Yeah.
enjoy with your family. So all of that is very important to keep a balance in life.
Yeah. And I feel like by the time children are in their teenage period or teenage age time, so they basically get a little distant from their parents, or they throw
Right.
rebels and or throw little tantrums and everything. So I think this kind of teaches them the value of family. And it brings, when they're together in such a time at this age, it actually builds a very unique bond because they're more honest to each other, they tell each other more things,
Right.
they spend more time, they have their parents out, their grandparents out. I think it's great in that
Yeah,
sense.
it's especially at this point, it's very important to have like a really nice bond with
Yeah.
your family, with your
It might,
parents.
yeah, the COVID period might be affecting the social spectrum of a student person, socially active part, but it definitely builds a lot about on the family values that you gain.
Right. Totally agree.
Yeah. Arkin, what do you think? How is
See,
it?
I feel initially, people need to set a small discipline in their life to, get up and start doing stuff. You have to make your timetables at home. You need to, change few things the way which have been going on till now. You have to change them to become a little better. See, you need to, start like Palak said, to make a to-do list or to make something which you can, write your short-term goals on, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day what you're looking at is to complete those short-term goals and find something out of it, right? So initially, say in a day's basis, make 3 or 4 short-term goals and then extend it to one long-term goal out of which you want to learn something or you want to be physically fit. So you start doing your 10 push-ups every day till the time you
Yeah.
go to say 20 or 50 push-ups, whatever it might be. uh Change in your diet is most necessary because we're in home, right? And right now we're just getting uh, all types of food we eat. We don't have a specific diet chart. Neither do we have a special diet plan, right? So we eat everything we get in our hands reach. Again, all of these things influence us and change the way we are, right? Changing these things around initially will, I feel, will bring a change in us all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. It will mold our personality in a different way, more likely to an unhealthier way if we do not have that self
Yeah,
discipline and self
yeah,
control. Absolutely. And like in online school, offline schools, we used to have this. Like at least I had it as a child. We used to have these Friday when we were allowed to bring junk food, or else we would have healthy food and everything. So it kind of set a routine for us.
Exactly.
So
It
I think
yeah,
be the
the
discipline, the
education
most disciplined
part,
version.
yeah, and COVID and everything, it has really affected our education, our lifestyle. It has basically affected every aspect of our life.
Really have.
So that's all for the questions. This was our event and our discussion. Thank you for such an insightful discussion and giving your thoughts. It was really great. I would like a small feedback from you guys. How did you like it? How was this discussion for you? How was this event for you?
This
Well,
it was very informative, and we exchanged our thoughts, and we learned something new. We got to know more. It was genuinely very nice. It was very informative and interactive.
yeah.
yeah,
The fact
thank
that
you.
you guys are doing this for other people to get to know stuff and insight about us, and we also exchanging information between ourselves and our thoughts. It's a really good thing which you guys have done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
it
nice to
was
enjoy.
yeah, it was great having you guys over here and sharing your thoughts. It was genuinely a great time. I enjoyed a lot. Thank you for being a part of our event. And I guess that's it. Thank you for being the speakers, and thank you to all the people who joined our live. And yes, please give us feedback on Wong also. What do you think this voice of new generation is doing? The movement Wong.
Generally, it's a very nice initiative, and our generation's voice deserves to be heard. So you're doing exactly that, and really proud of you for this initiative. It's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
the
Welcome.
fact that there are people trying to listen what this generation wants and trying to implement those changes or get those ideas through to someone say even bigger is something we should all
Yeah,
be appreciative or our generation should be appreciative of. So thank you guys for being there.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here on the live with us and being part of this event. It was a great discussion. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.